keep it real. If you really don't trust me, come with a real. You here up in the front seat, get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come with a dank, skrilling that tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
Welcome back, Whatever Waits Live, moresports.com. I'm Eazy, Joe by Spimo, Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Koloff. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream.
Share it.
Damn,
I look huge in this hoodie.
what the fuck is going on with the Tigers bats? Fool's gold?
Not great, Bob. I mean,
I get it's baseball.
Riley Green. It's Riley
You're
Green.
a Riley Green
And
hater.
friends.
I'm not a Riley Green hater. It's just he's the best player on this team, and he needs to be the best player on this team. He is one of 3 legitimate bats in the lineup, and yeah, they looked good. But when you get down to the meat of an MLB season, the sum finds the mean. So like, if you're a bad hitting lineup, which this Tigers team is, you need your good guys to be good. And if Riley Green goes out there and has a 1-for-32 stretch with 17 strikeouts and leads the MLB in strikeouts, you're not going to look that good offensively because he is your best offensive player. So, like, Torkelson is still hot, but solo shots only do so much. Like, you need guys on base, and you need guys to get hits. And Riley Green is the Tigers' best offensive player, but he is playing like dog shit.
You think he's hurt?
No,
Maybe.
I don't think he's hurt. Come on. It's baseball. He's going through a rough stretch. It sucks. I mean, I was the one in here saying that he's going to be a superstar, and at the beginning of the year, he looked like he was. Trying to get a show on the action there.
Lips popping.
Eyes up here, boy.
Eyes up here. Yeah, good call. Yeah, I still think Riley Green's going to be just fine. I mean, even with all of these struggles, his OPS is still like barely under 650. That's how good he was to start this season. So like, I'm not gonna overreact. I'm not going to do it. But damn, these last 2 losses, it makes me want to just never watch them again, which I can't do. But yeah, it's been ugly. Like, they look like a garbage baseball team right now, and that's not who they are. It's not.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I fell asleep watching that game last night, and I never fall asleep that early. Like, this never happens. It was that boring of an offensive outing that I passed out.
Yes, 1 hit late by Glaber.
Crazy.
Gets on base. Guess what?
Did he get hurt too? What happened with him
Who?
when he was running the third?
That was a
He got
weird play.
punched in the face.
face. Yeah.
Oh,
It was
okay.
nothing. Sam Flannel in the Woodward Sports Show.
Shout
out.
out Sam.
He says,
Riley
"Pray
Green
for
lover."
me. I'm just in sports hell right now over Riley Green."
Yeah, I feel bad for him. He, because he has a whole JMO, not really a JMO beef. You know what I'm saying? More a beef with JMO fans, JMO stands, I might say. So he gets like a shining star in Detroit. He's attached himself to, and now he's going down. That sucks. That blows. I mean, yeah, Nick, you call him a superstar.
I said he was a superstar in the making. Yeah.
You said he was a superstar this year.
I stand by it. Did you see the first 10 games of the season? If we're going to break down his last 7, like, he looked like a superstar.
He did.
He straight up did. And this is baseball. Like, we're going to overreact to every
So,
game.
I
But
think-
this is a 7-game stretch. He's
So,
somewhere in the middle of it.
I think we can look in the middle of that. He is not what he was to start the season. He is not what he is right now. He is an all-star level player, and I expect him to get out of this slump, but fuck, it looks bad right now. He looks lost. And, like, leading the MLB in strikeouts, that's not Riley Green. So, I don't know. I don't know how you're going to fix this because you gave him the day off and it didn't work. I don't know. He just needs to gut it out. He needs to start having better at bats.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Take more pitches.
Baseball's weird,
Start taking
man.
more pitches.
It's
'Cause
weird. Like, sometimes you just don't hit the fucking ball.
He needs to go up to the plate and say, I'm looking at one spot in the strike zone right now, and I'll swing at it if it's there. If it's not there, I'm not swinging. That's what he has to do until he gets hard contact. Just to remember what it feels like again.
I'm not picking on you, Nick. I'm actually asking because I haven't watched baseball since Dombrowski left. Do superstars go through slumps like this? Like
Yes.
does this happen, leading the league in strikeouts, and then bouncing back from that?
This is a big one, but this is a bigger, obviously, stretch of games. But yeah, superstars do go through some slumps. because it's a 162 game season. This isn't like anything else. It's April 16th. Like, I'm not going to freak out about his numbers currently at all. But as more days go on and he continues piling this up, yeah, it's going to get worrisome. If this is the end of April and he's not out of the slump, yeah, I'll be freaking out. But until the couple weeks from now, I think he gets back on track at home. I'm just going to continue to say that because I know what kind of player Riley Green is. I wouldn't stand here and tell you that he's going to be back-to-back All-Stars, and I believe he has the potential to be a superstar, top 5 AL MVP type guy, if I didn't full-heartedly believe it. I thought he was going to take the step this year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on with inside his own head. He's obviously not seeing as many fastballs right now, but even when he sees the fastball, he's not hitting it. So that's one thing that pitchers are doing against him. They're staying off speed, but even when he does finally get the heater, he's flat out missing it.
Yeah.
So that's concerning right now because it reminds me a little bit of the torque of last year when he couldn't even hit it. So it's weird. It's baseball, but I think he'll be fine. I want to stay positive.
It's a slump, man. And like I said, it's baseball. It's a long season. It's going to happen. Do I think Riley Green is going to lead the MLB in strikeouts this year? No, I don't. Do I think he's going to go, be a sub 100 hitter this year? No, I don't. But it looks really bad. And he needs to fix it because this Tigers team needs to beat him. And now if the Guardians win today or if they play today, they're in first place in the Central. So he needs to pick it up.
The streets are saying you cursed him with your highlight reel.
Maybe, yeah. Very well could.
Fire video burned him out.
Yeah.
Just saying. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend. So last night, the NBA play-ins began. First game was horrendous.
Yeah.
It was awful. I didn't even watch. I turned on baseball and fell asleep, took a nap, woke up to an amazing Warriors and Grizzlies game. But there was one interesting piece about last night's Magic game that happened on the sideline shot. You got that video, Chris?
Yes, I do.
What?
In the 3 games against Atlanta, averaging over 60 points combined.
Just let it loop, Chris.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
What's obviously something very distracting on the screen, but there's something else going on in there.
We know what that is.
Yeah,
Is that what we think it is?
That is what we think it is. Absolutely.
What do you think it is?
That looks like a teener to me. I mean,
That looks like a good time.
that looks like a teener to me. It looks like a little bit,
This game's a blowout. Let's get this party started.
Bag looks a little too big to be a gram, a little too small to be an 8-ball, so it's probably a teener. That's my expert analysis there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Shardy. She's
think
got
she's
some nice
pocketing in
cans.
there
She's got a
too?
nice
Yeah.
little bag. So
This is a little snow off the mountains.
good for her.
I mean, it's Orlando, dog.
That's a motherfucking bag of Yayos. That's baby Larry Hoover.
Orlando Magic,
Exactly.
you
dude.
know?
That's probably a teener. Good for
Big
her.
ass. Are they always that big? Am I just tripping?
The blueberries? Or?
Yeah, big ass blueberries.
Those are some big ass blueberries on that Meyer truck. That is pretty crazy. Those are huge. But, she sounds like she likes to party.
You know what?
She's got to be
Let me
rich.
hit that.
She's sitting front row. So,
For sure.
cocaine is the rich man's
Or
drug.
know somebody rich.
Shout out there. I like doing cocaine and choking strippers.
Just having it out like that is kind of crazy.
I like doing coke and choking strippers.
What?
Again, guys, it's Orlando.
Allegedly.
It's Orlando, which
Remember
is close to
remember
Miami. Come on.
The trip to the Coney Island?
Yes. Yeah.
That was an accident, though.
Yeah.
Because I was getting my wallet. Someone was getting their wallet out. and it just flopped on the table. She was straight flipping that shit, right?
Yeah. But that's different. That's a Coney Island compared to fucking
You think she's just
300,000 people.
You think she's doing little fucking nail bumps right there?
I don't know, dude. Maybe.
I mean, if you got it out and you're fucking tapping the bag like
she got
that,
those things to get her out of trouble a little bit.
you're
there,
not doing that for nothing.
Speaking of those things, those Sydney Sweeney pigs. Like usually, you think of Sweeney, she's all tits. She looked gorgeous in those pictures. She's beautiful. Did she get surgeries? I don't remember her looking like that.
She might.
You didn't even know it was her.
Didn't even know it was her.
You were like, no, seriously, what's her name?
I did not think that was her.
Dude was ready to goon.
I was ready to goon. She has never.
What's her fucking name?
She has never looked better to me than she did in those pictures.
I agree wholeheartedly. And they were covered.
They were covered.
She just looked beautiful. Genuinely.
She's like the Marilyn Monroe of our generation.
You're like Batman. What's his name?
What's his name?
Where's Rachel?
She is the Marilyn Monroe. Well, she had a fucking president first.
But who's to say she hasn't?
She fits Donald Trump's type.
For sure.
Blonde, huge cans.
I
What's in these
think
days?
she fits every man's type.
What?
What?
Oh,
Sydney Sweeney
shout out
is
Sydney.
she's
Every
literally the
man's
Marilyn Monroe of art. Just like a sex symbol. And just like astonishingly attractive.
What's considered your generation? Like, is it when you're
Well,
high school?
I think it's anybody
Is it
within
when-
like 10 years of your age.
Question is, what's considered your
Or no,
generation?
maybe that's
Easy?
it's we're millennials, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you're not a millennial. You're a boomer,
Yeah,
I'm
but
that's what I'm saying.
No.
Define
Nick's not a millennial
generation.
either. We're the only millennials here.
Define
Nick-
generation.
You guys are.
Me and
what-
Chris are millennials. We're the last year.
When did it cut off?
96.
97? 96?
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
Yeah.
So, when were you born, Nick?
Nick's Gen X.
98?
Oh, well, he's right there.
Nope.
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm
count.
under 2000, so I still made the cut from not being like a weirdo.
I mean, there's a theory that generations
That
aren't
was
even a thing.
okay. Shane D says Orlando is crazy. I was there last week. If that's Orlando, it's definitely a bag of coke. I mean, we already knew it was.
Well, yeah,
It
that's
was
what,
Orlando,
that's what I was
Orlando
saying.
Magic game.
Okay, yeah.
Was
I
the-
didn't know it was.
Orlando.
Was the picture Easy sent in Orlando the one that you said you never looked better? Or seen
No, I can
Sweeney
get
look
those.
Yeah,
better?
you should send those in.
I can make that happen.
Because I don't know.
Before
we might
Sweeney,
need to
there was
do a-
Upton. Sydney Sweeney's way hotter than Kate Upton.
Nah, I don't know.
Way hotter.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
that's not the pick, but that
I
is,
know.
that
Good
is
pick.
one.
I know.
You were quick with that, Chris.
were
God damn.
You know what's doing numbers? You know what's
this
doing
was,
numbers?
this was in the argument.
know
Oh,
what's
Nick
doing
sent
numbers?
that in.
with it.
Yeah,
Nick sent
Easy,
that
you
in.
were quick with
Yeah,
this.
Easy, you were very.
You know what does
Credit
numbers
to
for
Easy
Old
for
Spenny is
that one.
BBL Korenikov.
Did she?
Big
Is that what that
BBL.
is?
Absolutely,
what?
that's what that is.
I don't know. That looks natty.
No,
No.
she literally
You
like
think that looks fake?
it's fake. She like did a whole thing about it.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
What's the whole thing?
like
What's-
Instagram posts about like
She got a
recovering cancer.
Oh, well, she got a realistic looking.
She got a
ass
good
BBL.
looking one.
Usually, bitches get BBL. They look like they're walking around with diapers.
Well, yeah.
I don't appreciate that.
No, that's
You know?
Yeah, she got a good one.
Get a good, yeah, like nice little realistic looking one. Don't give me this cartoon Nicki Minaj shit.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe.
I agree.
Natty's the way,
Natty's the way.
all day.
There were some videos coming out of Cardi B recently.
Nah, did
No,
not yet. That's what he's
gross.
talking about.
She
Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie's hotter than Kate
Well, because I was
Upton,
gonna ask, dude, is Megan Fox our generation?
too. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, Machine Gun
Is
Kelly.
Sweeney our?
He's got to be like.
I think they broke up.
He's got to be homosexual. He's got to be gay.
Why?
If you cheat on Megan Fox, you can't like.
Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce.
I
Allegedly.
This doesn't even do it justice. She's,
yeah.
yeah. The one on the right is the
Yeah, you guys zoom in on the one on the right.
zoom in on the one on the right if you can
Okay.
manually. I wish
Slowly.
I wish you guys were here. Look me in the eyes when you do it.
Yeah, dude, she's just gorgeous, bro. That
Extremely
thing's poking out a
talented.
little bit.
Oh yeah, poking out.
Extremely talented.
Easy's gooning for sure right now.
Yeah, let's go to break right
This is
quick.
definitely a goon way to start.
This was the
show.
goonest we've ever done this show. I apologize.
I don't know if it's the goonest.
What is the goonest? It's up there.
This is up there. She
We
looks-
did literally start
Dude,
talking about
she-
Goonies.
Honestly, it doesn't
we-
really look like her.
It doesn't look like her at all. Zoom in on the face, Chris, if you don't mind.
All right.
I think we started one of the
face,
shows
okay.
with the girl that took on like a thou. That was
Oh, yeah,
Bow Wow.
Bonnie
maybe
Blue.
more, maybe more.
But we don't want to bang Bonnie Blue.
What a I mean, that's
True.
crazy. I feel like that's
Would
like
you
a-
bang Bonnie Blue just for the lore?
Dude, for sure.
No,
would.
I mean,
All
you're
right,
not a
here's
regular-
a- here's
I
an
don't
ex-
understand this. People act like your girls like didn't have a pass.
Not 1,000
Not
dudes
1,000
in one
pass.
day, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That doesn't
No.
look like her.
That does not look like. I honestly
Yeah.
didn't
I
know
don't
it was
think
her.
that's
No, it doesn't look like her at all.
I was in the chat asking for her name. Where is she?
I don't think that's her.
that looks like that movie Smile or whatever.
Yeah, it does.
yeah, it looks
fake
like
smile.
Like I said, she looks really good, dude.
and the other one too. I don't know if I sent it.
And
when
I
she
was
like,
playing
looking up.
tennis last weekend, so maybe she heard.
You were playing
Should I?
tennis last
I'm
weekend?
playing tennis on Sunday. Should I recreate that picture?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Are you really playing tennis? This
Yeah,
Sunday?
I played tennis last week. It was fun. First time I ever played tennis.
With who?
Tennis is fun.
Adam, Ron, and Mike.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I've always wanted to play tennis.
There's tennis courts right across. We can play whenever. They're literally. They just.
I'd
put 'em
probably
in.
break my fucking ankle.
I got
No,
I
I'm
got
down.
like 4 rackets.
You got
so
pickleball too.
I'm game. What?
I got rackets. I got like 4 of them from my
It's fun.
from my time
I'd
of playing.
never
You would
played-
have tennis rackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I played tennis.
Did you? Oh yeah, that's right. You
Yeah.
played tennis in high school.
I fucking
Yeah.
I got it down.
It was fun.
Like Ron
Were you
Ron
over
and Mike
500?
played tennis in high school.
Oh,
They
easily.
were
I
actually
got
doubles
medals.
partners.
I got it all.
I had never played tennis before, and so we're going out
sick
there.
as fuck to you. Like when you were playing, you're like, whoa.
No, they were ass. We won. Me and Adam won.
You beat the kids that played tennis in high
Yes,
school?
dude.
What
And
the
we went
fuck?
out there. I mean, me and Adam are natural athletes, both of us. Mike is a negative athlete. So Ron's an athlete,
Get
but
that
Mike
laugh
takes
track
away
going.
from Ron's athleticism. So we had a better athletic score than the other team. And I
Higher
started
ass.
as the game went on. I was like the beginning. I would hit it and it would go fucking flying out of hit it way too hard. It'd go out of the whole cage and shit. And then I figured out how to do it, and I made some nice returns.
Dude.
Right, and I fucking
making the noises?
I won one of the games with 2 aces in a row of serves. Fucking like shot, boom, paint and corner out. They couldn't even touch it. It was.
Were you?
I was not grunting. No,
No. You want to try it for fun?
it was fun. I enjoyed
I
it.
go out there, you're your boy. So I'm
You know, I never played tennis.
hey, Easy, can you? These are my friends, please.
I never played tennis because I played football, but my brothers played tennis, and like those tennis courts are right across the street from my house.
Yeah.
We used to play roller hockey instead of tennis in the tennis courts, but
Now I'll never forget Dwayne Wade for like some charity event played one of the female tennis players for fun. I'm like, he's gonna smash her. He's gonna fuck.
No way.
No way.
no way.
No.
She made him look unathletic somehow.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
She probably had him running back and forth.
It was wild. I'm like, this is Dwayne Wade. This is Flash. Like prime before the knees were bad. Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, tennis. Tennis was fun. It was fun, and we're playing it again on Sunday.
Maybe they
Easter
were always
Sunday.
bad.
I said we should all dress up as bunnies.
That's
It's Easter.
yeah, I guess.
Oh,
No. Hard
They're all
pass.
dressed up in bunny costumes. You dress up as a slutty bunny.
Yeah. Hitting the ball.
Yeah, short shorts and a belly shirt.
Looking like Bryce
With just
Underwood.
the yeah. Hi guys, let's go.
Nick. Oh, we got a whole segment about that. Okay, we'll get into it.
All right. Let me tell you about
Tennis is
Mark
fun.
White. Mark White gonna do you right. Mark White gonna change your life. And give him a call today, ladies and gentlemen. Save yourself up to $5,000 in the closing costs of your brand new home by visiting markwhitesales.com or dial him up at 248-290-8242. That's markwhitesales.com or dial him up at 248-290-8242.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner? Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness, and because of my, promotion to Ermanni and Edwards, I got to work out this morning. So I'm already done. I just get to go home and play video games later. And you can feel as good as I do all day if you start your day off at Planet Fitness. You get a full body workout in 30 minutes. For me, it was chest day, but you can start wherever you want. Tap in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's $15 a month, or you can upgrade to the black card and get a ton of amenities. Planet Fitness, join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
I looked it up because they were talking about it on your former show, E&E. Sergey Fedorov dating Anna Kournikova, and I didn't really remember what she looked like.
She's a fox.
Oh, dude, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's crazy
Oh,
that,
Sergey is the man, dude.
and it made me think of this, and like I don't know how everyone's going to react to this one. Are we done pretending Serena was hot? Like, she was way too buff for me.
I think Serena was hot.
Like, she was, like, built like a dude.
She was, yeah.
I mean, she had the fatty for sure, but she
had
also,
a
like, had
fatty.
fucking traps of Brock Lesnar.
She was very.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
very
I don't know, that was weird to me. She was never
Very
that,
ripped.
that hot to me.
I thought Serena was hot.
Nah,
She's not hot now.
no. I mean, it's the same thing.
No,
she looks the same.
No, she lost all the thickness and she got some work done. You can tell. But
Yeah,
that's on you.
whatever.
I would have banged Serena Williams.
Sports.
That's sports.
That is sports, kind of.
Hottest female athlete. Haley Van Lith, top tier milk. She is hot.
Sports. Sorry, I'm looking at Anna Kournikova. Because she's sports.
MPWMU says Serena is a monster.
She is, dude.
She's LeBron James.
Like, I'm good on that. Everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, no.
She was LeBron James in the vagina for
She's
sure.
a power bottom. Might be top.
Probably a top.
Yeah, she's fucking you,
You know
somehow.
she's married to the founder of Reddit.
He likes to be dominated. He's into that. But shout out to them. Congratulations to them. They'll make a nice tight end, maybe a quarterback.
Dude, I still think LeBron and her should do it just to see what happens. like, we need to assure the Olympic dominance of USA.
Yeah,
Like, we need
I'm with you.
USA to beat these other countries.
I think we need to spread to hockey a little bit too.
Yeah,
had
we
that
do need
discussion.
to spread. That's
You
what I'm
know?
saying. You get Serena and LeBron to pump out like 7 kids, and just a basketball player, a tennis player, a hockey player, a football player, a track star, a shot putter, a gymnast. Boom, gold medals. Like, they need to keep the USA as the dominant sporting country in the world.
Would you take Zion's genes?
I don't know. His are kind of tainted.
Yeah.
He's lazy and horny.
Like they're super athletic, but they're super horny kids.
Super horny kids. LeBron and LeBron
Zion
and Serena
bringing
would
porn
make
stars
super
to the
kids.
Olympics.
Like,
Great for sure.
that would be I think the closest we could get to like
Perfection.
evolution.
Yeah.
Like seeing someone evolve past a regular
Would be
human
that kid.
would be LeBron and Serena's
What
baby.
is it in Marvel?
Mutants.
Adam the Warlock. Is it,
Crazy.
Adam Warlock, yeah.
they made him like as a perfect like.
Yeah.
That
That
Adam
would-
Warlock.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Kid's a warlock.
I don't disagree. Kid would be a warlock.
Kid would be a warlock. And like there's no way they're not good at sports, right?
Imagine that motherfucker's just like really into math. Imagine.
I mean, if they're gonna be, they'll
Yeah,
probably
dude.
be the best mathematician on the fucking planet.
Yeah. I mean, LeBron's not dumb.
LeBron's a smart guy,
Yeah.
man.
No, I'm just saying, like, imagine if you have that kid, you have all these expectations of the entire country's Olympic dominance for 30 years on his shoulder, and he wants to go to nursing school.
The amount of pressure on the shoulders of a Serena and LeBron offspring would be immeasurable. It would be like, you're going to be the greatest athlete of all time.
Oh, Gabrielle Union. Shout out Peaceful Temp.
Gabrielle Union's so
Pure,
fine. dude.
gorgeous. What was I gonna ask? I don't even remember.
Didn't
blanked
she
out.
split with Dwayne Wade?
What sport do you think they would be best at?
Basketball.
Anything.
Anything. Whatever they want.
Whatever
to do.
they decided.
Whatever you train.
Whatever
them.
they grew up, and that's what.
What?
I don't know. I think we should somebody's got to be rich enough to
You
make.
should write. You should write a fan mail.
I should
letter.
write a fan
And I
mail.
just really think you should fuck Serena. man.
Listen, LeBron, this is your duty for your country. You've done enough. You,
think-
got
you
us a
think-
lot of medals.
Bronny James Jr. is a little bit of a I mean, you love your kid no matter what. But you think LeBron was thinking like, I'm about to have a fucking another me? You know what I'm saying? Because he's not.
He's not. He made the NBA though. That's not a discipline.
And also, I want to see LeBron James' dad. Like, was this guy?
He does.
Is this guy?
too.
Is this LeBron that could have been? You know what I'm
Talk
saying?
about
Like,
top 5 fumbled bags of all time.
for sure. But also,
Would
like,
LeBron be the same if he did?
he could probably sell his semen. He made LeBron
Well,
James.
there's a rumor that
He's
the
a
person
bull?
that
Isn't that what they call
Yeah.
a stallion or a
Yeah,
bull?
dude. So I remember you worked at Dispo. I had this customer to come in every every 3 weeks he'd come in, he'd buy, a lot of everything.
Yeah.
He'd just stock up, and he was a breeder, big burly black dude, buff. I thought he played sports.
Breeding dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Frenchies specifically.
Oh, dude.
And so like
Money bags.
yeah, tons of money. And, I thought he was like, I thought he played something. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a big dude. I'm like, did you play sports or whatever? He's like, no, I just breed dogs. I'm like, okay, and he gets a shit ton of stuff. So we got time to just talk bullshit. So I'm like, it's like, how do you do it? How do you breed a dog? He's like, well, I gotta. Like, what do you mean you gotta?
Oh yeah, you gotta make it happen. You gotta initiate it.
He jerks off the dogs. Yeah, I guess Frenchies. He jerks off the dogs.
And then like
turkey bait. Yeah, dude. I guess they don't breed well or something like that. That's one of the reasons they're so
French
expensive.
bulldogs are abominations, dude.
I'm not
They
going
are
to. So
like
quit asking.
inbred little.
For sure.
They're not supposed to.
Dogs
exist.
are supposed to have
super
snouts,
cute,
not like
super
fucking-
cute dog. But yeah, they are.
So they breathe all fucked up.
They're genetic monstrosities.
That's terrible.
Dude.
And they're super cute though. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't
Yeah.
know if I could jerk off
I
a
suppose
dog.
this
dude.
giant fucking
it's
dude
interesting.
jerking off this little ass dog. So I'm telling you, I swore he played some. He had chains and everything. I'm like, I didn't know how to respond. I was trying not to laugh because I didn't want to disrespect him. But like, and he's making bread anyway, so I guess I could laugh. Who am I? Fuck me. But like, yeah, jerking off a dog is one hell of a way to live.
mean, that would. Is it any worse than jerking off your boss at your job? Like figuratively jerking off your boss to get paid? It's a payday.
I think it's worse.
It's worse.
If it makes more money.
That's
Feels
nasty.
shame.
What's the
Post nut clarity? He's like, oh, I'm such a whore.
boy sitting there smoking a cigarette? Like, oh God, what did I do?
Yeah, the force. Looking up.
What's the return you would have to get to
I mean,
be a dog milker?
Frenchies make money.
They make money, dude.
Yeah, Jesse paid pretty for his.
Yeah, he did.
I think it's just that breed, like specific breeds, you have to like do that with. Some of them, they they'll do
Yeah,
their
no,
thing.
it's because they're
Yeah.
monstrosities.
Same
and
thing
they
with
can't
pandas.
do regular
Pandas
stuff.
don't, for
Pandas
whatever
don't
reason,
fuck?
they don't really fuck. No, they're the laziest animal ever.
Pandas are funny, dude. They are lazy. They just like fall and shit.
Yeah, just rolling around.
Yeah.
Ryan's Lions. Hey, $20.
How do sloths have sex?
Very fast.
The one thing they do fast.
All right, we're off the rails. Let's what up?
So there was I was doing research because I thought this was true the whole time.
I was scurrying the tape.
Yeah.
Hours and hours of tape watching these French bulldogs
For
get
research
after it.
purposes.
No.
For
I
science.
don't even. I was zoned out for that part. I missed all of that. But LeBron James's dad, because there's like a lot of question as to who his actual biological father is. The one person that they're claiming is his dad is like 5'6", and everybody's just like, I don't fucking
Get the
believe.
fuck- yeah, no way.
And then there's another person that was connected, and he was murdered in 1994. So there's no way to like
My
prove
boy's
his
dad looks
Wait,
like
paternity.
Flavor Flav.
What was the second part?
There's another guy named Roland Bivens who was killed in a drive-by shooting in 1994.
That's
and that's
unfortunate.
like the other person they're considering they really believe was his father. He played basketball. He was like 6'3" or something.
Yeah.
You
Like-
seen the video of those? It's like some reality show. All the girls are out there, and then she's talking about like she, let a child go. And
Okay. Oh, damn.
Double
homicide.
Yeah,
Yeah. She's in the middle crying. She's this
that
is
shit's funny.
doing some research like Chris and says yes, due to their physical characteristics, many French bulldogs require artificial insemination to breed.
Yeah, dude, because they're literally abominations. They're not supposed to exist. Like the French.
Speaking of French,
That's why they call them French bulldogs, because they're stupid and ugly and they shouldn't be here.
wow,
All right, that was
crazy. That was wild.
Thank you for the statue.
I think we're gonna break on that note. I was going on LeBron's name because it's a wild name to come up with unless you're French. But we're gonna go to break.
the French embassy coming after me.
We will go.
It was a joke. Oh, it was a joke. I'm sorry.
Tell us about merch.
All right, let's get to break so we can clear this search history on this computer.
It's a
The
French-ass
chat keeps
name.
wild. Head over to woodwardsports.com. Get yourself some brand new Detroit sports merch. You got the Pistons playoffs right around the corner. Tiger season in full swing. They have that plus the many Lions and Red Wings gear as well. So every team, every season, make sure you are tapping in with the best Detroit sports merch in the game. All you got to do is head on over to woodward.com, click that shop tab today, and go ahead and get yourself some brand new, fresh merch.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Feldman Chevrolet of Novi, Detroit's #1 Chevrolet dealer and the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year for 6 consecutive years. Get a 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew for just $199 a month. And you can also get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $249 a month. Come see George Hawes and his team at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi today.
Boom.
That,
Anthony McClellan, the father of LeBron James.
is that real?
Yeah. Doesn't look real because it looks so much like him.
It looks genetically enhanced.
It looks like some AI shit.
Artificially
So actually, I don't
enhanced,
know.
yeah, sorry.
We live in a wild world. We just don't know. Let's see how old this photo is from. I can't tell. And we're live. All right. Bring it to sports. We joked. We made fun of Chris yesterday because he had the longest explanation of when are the Pistons playing Game 3 in the group chat, and we found out.
And
It's
I was
on
right.
Draft night. They scheduled the New York Knicks versus Detroit Pistons to play at the same time as the NFL draft.
Well, we don't know the time yet.
You're fired!
It ain't gonna be.
I think we
1
do.
o'clock on Sunday.
I think we do have the
It's
time
Sunday,
too.
though.
Let me look
So
that
that's
up.
a normal thing.
Yeah.
They don't have daytime NBA
So you
games
think it's gonna be
during the week.
7:30?
Yeah, it's gonna be some whack.
Here, I'll confirm it. We have the time. I'll confirm it. Give me
Oh
a
yeah, 'cause
second.
you bought tickets.
Yeah.
For Thursday?
For Thursday's game, yeah, I'm there. Oh yeah, the game's at I believe 7:30. But let me double
So
check.
what's the game plan?
For us?
Because really, the Lions aren't drafted until pick 28. So I feel like I might watch the game and just keep up to date on my phone, flip back and forth during commercials.
We're doing both.
We'll be
What
at
do you mean?
B-Dubs. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe B-Dubs.
The watch
Downtown
party?
Watch party.
Oh, I mean the stream.
Yeah.
Can you do two?
Oh,
streams
there
at the
is
same
no time yet. There is no time yet.
There's no
TBD
time yet?
still.
Yeah. Idiot.
Is that the
TBD still.
plan?
That is the
I
plan.
don't
More than likely, they got to confirm it, but it's looking like B-Dubs. But we're doing 2 streams.
We
That's
should do
gonna be
one
wild.
big. No, I guess not. What is your game plan at home? I'm trying to figure out the time as well.
I think
we're.
I think I'm watching the Pistons
Right.
and I'm
Just flipping
keeping
back
up
and
with
forth?
the draft on my phone.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch the draft.
They don't even have us working. We're not working the desk drafting, are we?
I don't know.
That I haven't been asked. So I might just go to the. I was gonna go to the Lions draft at the stadium, but like now the Pistons are playing. No, I'd rather.
Yeah, we're gonna
I'd
be
rather
doing
watch the
2.
Pistons.
We're gonna do 2 YouTube streams.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys tune into Woodward Sports for coverage of both. What are you guys doing at home, and why would the NBA do this? They got stomped out on Christmas Day.
Knicks,
why would they think? And that was their day. That was like their territory. NFL's had this shit on lock. It's just dumb. I hate that the Pistons finally get a little bit of a spotlight, and then like you're just doing dumb shit like that. I mean, I'm taking a little bit over the board, but like, what? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, but what are they going to do? Like, the NFL draft's 3 days. They're not just going to not play basketball for 3 days.
No, you don't have no the 3 days. A second, third round, fourth, all that shit. No one cares.
Oh, first round.
But first round,
yeah,
you're
there's
gonna get
still
smacked.
too many games. There's still too many games. This has always been a thing. We're just paying attention to it now that the Pistons are involved. Last year, again, we were told there's no way on God's green earth New York's team is playing on draft night. Well, guess what the Knicks did last year? They played on draft night. And I believe that was a home game. So I think that this is all par for the course. We're just new to it because the Pistons haven't been relevant in a decade. So I think we're just kind of caught off guard by all this, processing all of this. But yeah, they can't avoid it. There's too many games.
I'm going to be watching the Pistons game and then a second screen up for the draft.
Yeah,
I'll watch the Pistons. If I'm at home, I'm watching the Pistons game on my TV, and I got the draft on my laptop.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even need it on my laptop. I mean, really just the alerts.
Just need a ticker, really.
Yeah, because like you've done the work. I mean, you've done the home. I mean, I'm the guys coming up. Like, you know who they are. Like,
Eduardo O'Neal with the super chat. He says, excited to crash out after Hutch doesn't get help. Very, very pessimistic, Eduardo O'Neal these days.
I mean, they're still second and third round, you know?
They're definitely going to get Hutch.
Yeah, it's probably partly my fault he's pessimistic because, I hit him for the 100 ball on the Lions Super Bowl bet.
That is true.
Sorry, Eduardo. But, yeah, fuck the draft. I'm watching the Pistons play basketball.
I'm done. Yeah. If I could only watch one of them, like that's what a gun to your head, you only got one TV, I'm watching the Pistons.
Absolutely.
Plus, people you can record a draft if you want to hear all the breakdowns in between picks. Like, you can record that. Watching a game live is way different.
We do that every day. I don't need to hear Mel Kiper read the same shit off the same websites that I read it off every day. Like,
right?
I know these guys
fucking respect Mel Kiper anymore.
Yeah,
it looks like he ran to the fucking window every time he's on TV. Why is his face so red these days?
Because, like I said, he's probably eating a lot of cake.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Chris, you had your hand up?
Oh, I was just signaling that our guest is ready for. So if we want to head to break early, or
Speaking
what do we
of
want to do?
Pistons playoff basketball, we got the GOAT on the phone. Ready to call
we
in.
had the wild topics we had. I forgot Koo was coming on.
Yeah.
You guys go quick break and let's get Koo on.
Kook Hill coming on after break. Very excited to break down this with him. The first time I think we've all had expectations for the Pistons to win playoff games in the modern era. So excited to get his thoughts. I know he's hyped up. Great series. James Edwards. Dude, I didn't even think about that. James Edwards covering the
Knicks first Pistons.
Yeah.
First year as a Knicks beat reporter.
Maybe James was the problem. Streets is talking.
Streets is talking. No, but we're going to talk to Koo. Excited to talk to him. But first, let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk-ins always welcome. Open 7 days a week. Sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. You can get a hot lather, neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment, all that good stuff. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk-ins always welcome. It's wicked awesome.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Knicks are hot, and the weather's getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters. Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit him at michigansportsandspine.com or give him a call at 248-426-9944.
Without further ado, we are joined by Koo from Locked On Pistons.
You thought you missed him.
That did kind of sound like I was lying there. What up, though, man? Hey, I appreciate you taking the time, man.
No, thank you guys for having me. I'm busy this week. We have a lot of things going on leading up to the series. I'm doing a lot of podcasts with some Knicks guys. I had some crossovers on my podcast with some beat writers from the Knicks. So getting ready for this series. It's going to be a busy week, but I'm excited.
How are they on that front? You know, when you're talking these Knicks guys, are they confident?
Oh, we're playing basketball here. Oh.
Are they nervous? Where are they at?
It depends which ones you talk to. There's some that are definitely very confident in what's going to happen in this series for the Knicks. But there are some that have some concerns about the Pistons, and there are some that I've talked to that are just flat out thinking this is a bad matchup for the Knicks. This is a series that I'm sure we'll talk about it soon, but it's very confusing and how, like, I'm confused about how to pick this series and like where it's going to go, because the numbers say one thing, but then the rosters on the paper tell you a different thing. It's a confusing series.
And taking a little bit of a step back from the series as a whole and just looking at the playoffs, you mentioned the roster. The last time the Detroit Pistons made the playoffs in 2019, their starting five was Reggie Jackson, Wayne Ellington, Luke Kennard, Thon Maker, and Andre Drummond. How much better is this Pistons team than that 2019 team?
I mean, if you throw Blake in there, it gets a little closer. Yeah. But that one definitely was. You're talking about Thon Maker. I believe he was out the NBA the next year on that. I don't think he was in the NBA after that year. Wayne Ellington, I believe, retired 2 years after that. I believe he was also a buyout pickup by the Pistons. So, I mean, Reggie and Andre were fine. I mean, Luke Kennard actually played really well in that series. But, yeah, no, this team has a lot more talent than that team did, a lot more athleticism, especially on the wings. But yeah, this is a much better team and a more hopeful team.
Yeah, I think since the last Pistons win, the iPhone was still like the very first version. Like it was, I think Jack Kelly posted something like that. It's crazy how long it's been. But speaking of talent, Detroit Pistons, we did it yesterday. We kind of power ranked like the top 10 guys in the series because talent typically wins in the NBA. After Cade, we all kind of had ranked number one. For me, the majority of us, the rest of the four were Knicks. Counting the top five, who's going to step up for the Pistons in this series, in your opinion?
I mean, that's kind of like what I was talking about earlier. Like, if you look at the numbers of how the Pistons have played over the last 50 games, you think, why isn't this team, thought of to have more of a chance? Why are they such big underdogs? But then, if you look at the rosters, you compare them for sure. Like, there's an argument between Cade or Brunson. You could go either way, but 1-2 is either Cade Brunson or Brunson Cade. After that, you're going Cat, OG, Mikal, and like. You could arguably even go 4 deep with the Knicks. The Knicks are a much more talented team than the Pistons. I don't think anyone would dispute that. For me, the X factor for the Pistons has to be Ausar Thompson because he's going to be checking Jalen Brunson, and if he gets into foul trouble, the Pistons don't really have anyone else that can guard Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has been a proven playoff performer and rises in the playoffs. The Pistons have a guy that is probably – I don't know if there's many other players you'd like to have guard Jalen Brunson outside of Ausar. Maybe his brother Amen. Like, there's not many other ones that you would rather have. Dyson Daniels. There's only a few. So Ausar has to be able to stay on the floor defensively to check Jalen Brunson, and then he has to be able to be a threat offensively. The Pistons need him to have this two-way impact that he's shown at times this year, and they cannot allow the Knicks to play him off the floor offensively, which I'm assuming the Knicks are going to try to do. So Ausar is too important to the Pistons' success for him not to be on the floor. He has to stay on the floor defensively, and he has to find a way to impact the game offensively.
And speaking of somebody that needs to stay on the floor for the Pistons and helps them defensively, you look at Isaiah Stewart. And we love him. He's dropping his Wagwan music that just came out, Irie. He is the best rim protector in the NBA per opponent field goal at the rim when guarded by the closest defender. how important is it for him not to crash out, but to still be the edge and to still kind of get under Karl-Anthony Towns' skin? Like, I thought it was a 3. How important is Isaiah Stewart being a crash out but not crashing out for this team?
Yeah, I mean, look, I said this on the podcast yesterday that I won't be shocked at all if Isaiah Stewart plays more in this series than Jalen Duren. And this won't be because Jalen Duren's bad or he's not good or he's not the star. Like, it's not for any of those reasons, because this might be just an Isaiah Stewart matchup, especially if there's ways you can counter. But let's just assume that Duren's guarding Cat. Duren out in space that's not where he's best at defensively. He can be taken advantage of in space. A quick way to absolve that, put Stu into the game. We saw Stu in the last matchup against the Knicks play like 19, 20 straight minutes. The only reason why he came out the game because he fouled out with 2.5 minutes left. His defense is definitely going to be needed, and Stu needs to understand. I'm sure he sees some of this stuff. He needs to understand that they need his physicality and his attitude, but he cannot cross the line. This team is already at a talent deficit against the Knicks. They cannot then lose their best defensive big, and like you mentioned, one of the best defensive bigs in the NBA. They can't have him get kicked out, flagrant two technicals, suspended for, like, he has to try to toe that line and not cross it, because if he does, the Pistons are going to be really in a tough spot. But he definitely is up there in the amount of importance for this series. He may very well play more minutes than Duren just because he's a better matchup defensively for Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I mean, Thursday, it was him that was in there in the late fourth quarter trying to come back in the game until he fouled out and they put in Duren.
One of the things that I wanted to ask about that was just the physicality of this series, that potentially being a huge advantage for Detroit, and something that you've seen that the Knicks media has been fearful of. And I've heard a lot of Knicks media in their coverage say they want to play the double big lineup with Cat at the 4 and Mitchell Robinson. That kind of gives me confidence that it seems like Knicks media kind of wants them to play into the Pistons rather than just be the more talented team. Because I think if they just try to be the more talented team, that's probably a bad position for Detroit. How do you feel about the potential lineups and matchups that the Knicks are going to throw at the Pistons?
Yeah, so in all honesty, all bias aside, the Knicks should have more counters to whatever the Pistons do than the Pistons should have counters to the Knicks. The Knicks have way more talent. They should have a lot more answers to the puzzle than the Pistons should. So, like, for example, you mentioned matchups. Like, if the Knicks go with their starting lineup that has Hart in the starting lineup, I would expect the Pistons to probably experiment putting Duren on Hart and having him roam off and guard, and have Tobias Harris guard Cat. We saw that a little bit during the season, and try to switch that 1-5 pick and roll. The Knicks could counter by, like you mentioned, trying to pull this double big lineup to where that kind of impacts them more defensively, be a little bit more physical, and kind of try to match the Pistons' physicality on that end. That double big lineup could very well be very lethal for the Knicks, because I do think their weakness is defense. And Cat is not the greatest 5 in the world on the defensive end of the floor. I think everybody knows that. So with Mitchell Robinson next to him, you put Cat at the 4, you probably take out Josh Hart, you put Deuce McBride in there, you have a little bit of spacing, that roll man, lob threat, and then you have that defense by Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride in there. That is a pretty good lineup, and we'll see if it's how impactful it would be. I don't think the Pistons – I do agree with you, though, that would be them trying to match the Pistons' physicality. I don't think that would really cause or should cause a reaction by the Pistons. I don't think the Pistons should then say, oh, let's try to go double big back at them. I don't think – I think you've won that chess match if the Knicks are trying to change up their way of playing to try and match your physicality. The Pistons dealt with this against the Cavs a few weeks ago without Cade, and against Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. They didn't go double bigs. They went Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren, and Jalen Duren and Asar Thompson completely dominated that matchup. They dominated the paint. You saw Asar Thompson as a weak side defender, his impact inside on the glass as a rim protector, roaming off the ball. That the Pistons have a unique matchup with, or a unique player with Asar that allows them to do different things, and he's one of the best non-big rebounders in the NBA. So even if the Knicks go double big, if you have Duren, Tobias, and Asar, you should still do fine on the glass. And I wouldn't be shocked if they still won the glass battle, because they did the same thing to Cleveland a few weeks ago without Cade. So there's a lot of things the Knicks can do. I don't know if you guys want to get into that, but there's a lot of counters the Knicks could do. that one, I'm more of a wait and see on. It could help their defense, but I think the Pistons probably would welcome it.
Ron Holland was huge in that game in the fourth quarter last week. How much of an impact do you expect him, or do you expect him to see minutes in this series, given he's a rookie, kind of only averaging 15 minutes in the season?
If Fontecchio's on the floor and Ron Holland's sitting on the bench, I will crash out. I swear to God, I will.
I mean, you're already starting to see JB take away some of Tech's minutes in the second half. I think Tech, the last few games, played like 5-7 minutes. Outside the last game, played 5-7 minutes in the first half and then barely played, if at all, in the second half, and Ron's been taking those minutes. I think initially, like game one, I think Ron will get minutes. I think he'll get the normal rotation. He'll play. But he's 19 years old, so we'll see if, is the lights too bright for him? Is he going to make some mistakes? Because in the playoffs, one possession, one mistake can lose you a game. Like, every possession is like 10 times more important. So if Ron comes in and they play him and he's playing fine, then yeah, he should continue to get his minutes. I do think he'll get the chance to, but as I've said a few times, it would be great to see Ron play well as a 19-year-old in the playoffs. It'd be pretty crazy. But if he's not ready for it, if he doesn't end up playing as much, it's not a big deal. He's 19 years old. No one even expected him to play this much for a 6-seeded team as a rookie. The fact he's done this year is honestly crazy. So I think he'll get a chance to play, and then his play will determine if he sustains in the rotation or if he starts to lose some minutes.
And I know we like to talk about the beef stew matchup with Karl Anthony Towns. We like to talk about what Malik Beasley is going to do coming off the bench and different things like that. But when you boil it down, this is on Cade Cunningham. This is his team. He's the superstar. This is his first playoff appearance. And, everybody says it who's ever played in the NBA. Superstars need to step up in the playoffs. You got to take your average from 24 and bump it up to 27. I have the confidence that Cade's going to do that because he's a tough shot maker, and he's going to have a lot of contested shots that he's going to have to make. What are your thoughts of Cade going into his first playoff series and how that Pistons half-court offense is going to look in the playoffs?
I mean, I think this is going to be, like you mentioned, this is going to be the biggest tell of the series, how the series will go for the Pistons. Obviously, they need Cade to play well. You need your best player to be the best player on the floor, to be the best player in your team and go head-to-head with Jalen Brunson, who is a proven playoff monster. He scored 3 straight 40-point games last year to close out the Sixers. This dude is an absolute playoff demon. And I oftentimes shout back to a video I watched from Thinking Basketball last year. He goes through all the stars throughout history, and it's common. Most stars do not get better in the playoffs. The playoffs slow down. The defense gets harder. A lot of times the efficiency drops, and a lot of times the points per game drop. It's tougher in the playoffs. There are rare stars that do elevate, and those are the guys we remember as legends and clutch guys. And those are the ones that are remembered for a long time. And we haven't seen that from Cade. We don't know what he is. This is his first playoff series ever, and I think that probably is part of the reason why the Knicks are such heavy favorites right now, is because you just don't know what you're going to get out of this Pistons team. You don't know what you're going to get out of Cade. You know what you're getting out of Jalen Brunson. You know what you're getting out of OG, Mikal. These guys. You don't know what yet these young Pistons are going to do. So obviously you need Cade to play well, but you don't know what's going to happen. As far as the half-court offense, that's probably the biggest concern for the Detroit Pistons. Their half-court offense, the Knicks have answers to the Pistons' defense. Yeah. I've said for a while that they have a good matchup for Jalen Brunson, and throughout these games this year, I think the Pistons have done a good job guarding Jalen Brunson. However, what the Pistons don't have is a big wing that can guard OG Anunoby, and OG Anunoby's been fantastic the last month and a half. So if the Knicks decide, okay, we're going to take back some of the uses from Brunson, and we're going to give it to OG and let him keep playing how he's been playing, the Pistons will be in trouble because they don't have someone that can guard OG. They have someone who can guard bigs and Stu. They have someone who can guard point of attack and Asar. They don't have a big defender. And that's why a lot of guys did not want the Pacers in the first round because of Pascal Siakam, and now he dominates the Pistons because they just don't have a big wing defender. So the Knicks have those answers within their half-court offense. I think the Knicks are probably going to trap and blitz Cade a ton in the half court and say someone else beat the Pistons or someone else beat the Knicks. Someone else beat us. We're going to trust that, Asar Thompson's not going to be able to beat us off the dribble, that Duren's not going to be able to beat us off the dribble, that they're not going to continually make the right decisions off the dribble, that Malik Beasley, THJ, Dennis Schroeder, these guys are not going to kill us off the dribble, and we just got to get the ball out of Cade's hands. If they do that, look, the Pistons' half-court offense has not been the greatest all year. Their offense comes from transition, fast break, getting stops, and running. That's when they really thrive. In the half court, it is a lot of tough shot making from Cade and Malik Beasley. So like if Malik Beasley is not the Human Torch anymore in this series, like that could really kill the Pistons. Like their half-court offense has relied a ton on Malik Beasley being able to hit insane three-pointers throughout the season. So if he goes cold, that could really hurt the Pistons. If the Knicks just double Cade all series and get the ball out of his hands, if guys don't step up and make the right decisions and play the correct way 4-on-3 on the weak side, then it could be a tough matchup for the Pistons. There's some things the Knicks can do. It's just a matter of, will these young Pistons step up and make the right plays if they do decide to just trap Cade and get the ball out of his hands?
Cool, man. I appreciate you taking the time and sitting on the show with us and talk Pistons. I also want to congratulate you on becoming a full-time content creator. I want you to take this moment and shout out your stuff where people can find you, because I know you're doing stuff watching the game live and everything like that.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm always down to come on whenever you guys need me. But you guys can follow me over on Locked On Pistons, whatever podcast platform you find any podcast, or you can also go to YouTube at Locked On Pistons, subscribe over there. You can also join us on playback at Watch Pistons to watch the games live with me and the rest of the Pistons fan base. You can also subscribe to my Substack, Piston Kudos, where I'm writing and trying to give you guys as much content, written, film breakdowns almost every single week, multiple times a week. It's been a lot of stuff over there. We just had a film breakdown over the Pistons last week in the half-court offense and how much spacing really matters to the Pistons in the half-court, especially against the Knicks. So go check that out. But I appreciate you guys having me on. If you guys want me on any other time, I'm always down.
Definitely.
And also, can I say real quickly, there is no way, I'm sorry, there is no way that anyone is choosing to watch the draft over the Pistons game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have not had Piston playoff basketball in 6 years. You get the draft every year. And it's not like the Lions have a top pick in the draft. You can just wait. Like, there's no way. No one's going to tell me that they're watching the draft over a Pistons playoff
Dude, the
game.
Lions did pick it like 11 p.m. last year.
Yeah, and you can just get an update on your phone. Like, oh, they drafted whoever. Cool. Awesome. Now let me see Cade drain this three. Like, what are we talking about?
I'm sad because it's been like an annual tradition of mine to watch the NFL draft, and you put so much work into it, but sorry, I'm watching Pistons all day.
Absolutely.
One last question, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Prime
go
Ben
ahead.
Wallace, Isaiah Stewart, street fight. Who you got?
Look, I'll say this. I'm going to go with Ben simply because I remember growing up and, like, I remember because Ben used to have accessories. He used to have this band on his arm.
Yes, sir.
I remember being like, Mom, I used to ask my mom, like, I want armband, whatever. And then my friends would be like, that's not armband. That's a headband. He has wrapped around it's a headband wrapped around his arm because the armband's too small. So I'm going to go with Ben just because of that.
That's fair. That's
perfect,
fair.
man.
Cool. Appreciate you so
man.
much, brother. I know
Yes, sir, man.
You've been waiting for this for so long. Like, I know 2019 was great and all that, but this is an actual team that we have actual expectations for. So you're gonna crush it. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys go follow.
We're
Kulu
watching
on
Cade
everything.
graduate to stardom too. It's pretty dope.
We're gonna have you on again soon, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Shout out to Khalil.
Who's man?
Taking the time, chill with the boys. Chris, tell us about their socials.
Let me tell you about that socials. The best place to follow Detroit Pistons basketball updates and Lions draft updates is at Woodward Sports on all social medias. We'll be streaming both streams for the draft and NBA playoffs on YouTube and X as always, as well as Twitch. But also tap into Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere you consume Detroit sports. Woodward Sports is at your #1 digital network. Woodward Sports. Give us a follow.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone. Boys are back in town. Feel the roar Sports.
Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Make sure you scan that QR code above my head and use code word Woodward1000 to get your first bet up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if it doesn't hit. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to What Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spimo Rax, young Chris, Nicholas Koloff. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Before we went to break, or during break, Chris was kind of freaking out over the stats he's looking up in the series.
Crashing out.
What stuff? What are you talking about?
Crash. I'm not crashing out. I was saying actually that the stats will prove that the Pistons should be favorites, if not dead even in this series. But again, you just look at the rosters and it's hard. You also, again, look at a lot of the young guys on this team, looking at this being their first playoff opportunity. How will they perform? There's just a lot of clashing variables.
A lot of unknowns.
A lot of unknowns. It can go either way. I know you guys always like give me shit for being like, I could see this, but I could see that. I could see multiple outcomes in this series. I could see a series
where
Dr. Pistons wrap it up.
But,
yeah, I went through all the.
To be, I mean, it is that way though, right? Like we all love Cade, but like this Knicks team's stacked.
Do you want me to drop these papers? They could either land together or apart,
and it'd be a true statement.
Wow.
And it's a true
statement. Whack and boring.
Okay, but do you guys want to jump into
I took the Knicks.
Yeah, you love the Knicks.
Don't love the Knicks. You actually love the Knicks.
I do love the Knicks.
You are a Knicks fan.
I am.
I hate the Knicks, but just analytically,
analytically, it all points to the Pistons.
Analytically, I think I'm pointing to the Knicks.
What analytics?
I think the roster. The odds first.
The roster sheet.
Right? I mean,
that's it.
Not just, but it's not solely on the odds. It's the players, the rosters, and the fact that they're still like a top 13 defense. I know a lot of that came in the back half of Brunson out. You know what I'm saying? But that's still solid. So it's a solid team.
So I got the perfect number for that.
We have questions in the half court offense. Like it's our first time in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's not analytics though.
Yeah.
So you can't say analytically and then get
when I say analytically, I mean analyzing the game. Like analyze like what I think's gonna go down. Like what do they got versus what we got. Yeah.
So analysis. Okay. But Eazy, you brought up something that I was ready to go to the JD versus what's that?
No, analytics is not.
What if I'm analyzing something?
I don't know. Just say I feel it.
That's how I think about it anally.
All right, real quick, Chris, before we get to your point. Nitty Gritty in the Woodward Sports chat says, I want it on wax so Eazy can't wiggle out of it. We agreed on a bet worth $100 that the Lions will re-sign J-Mo. He bet against it. I bet they will.
Boom. Done.
I would have let that one sit, brother.
You should let that one sit.
I would have let.
Brad is, you know.
Yo, he's my man. I seen him at opening day. I would have let that one sit.
Yeah.
I would have let it play out. I would have circled back.
He brought it back up today.
I know.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And you know what happened since then, though? The reason why I told Nitty Gritty at the time I wouldn't make the bet is there were some bets out there that people had paid up. On opening day, our guy Elgato pulled up.
Elgato pulled up?
Elgato pulled up. Grabbed 25 cash out of his pocket. So here.
No way.
Yeah. And then Ed O'Neill shout out, I think last week he sent the Hun bun. So
I didn't see Elgato.
I didn't either.
It was well into the day. Huh? He's an actual real cat.
He's a real cat?
Yeah.
Big cat guy?
Giant cat. Yeah. Giant cat.
That's why Eazy ran away.
He's allergic. Outfit for the bunny, but as a cat.
As a cat. Some anime shit
Shout out Elgato pulling up.
Dude, if he was a giant cat, Eazy would die with this allergy.
Yeah, that's true. He's like, oh, you shit now. Achoo.
All right, Chris, what was your point you were going to make?
All right, so Eazy brought up something really interesting that I found when I was doing the research. I didn't know till today. It was the fact that you brought up how the Knicks are 13th in the season in defense. But the interesting thing is until Brunson went down, they were a bottom 10 defense. And then they shot all the way up to 5th, which drastically changed their measurements. And then they were 11th, and Jalen Brunson came back for a week, and they dropped all the way to 13th that fast. So it's funny because this is like a tale of two teams. Like, this is a team that I know the problem is going to be focused on how can the Pistons stop all of these Knicks weapons. But this Knicks team defensively is not as good as we think. For majority of the season, with their best players, they are a bottom 10 defense. And that's something you're not going to bench Jalen Brunson, like he's going to play in this series. So there's going to be matchups to take advantage of, particularly Jalen Brunson and Cat. In fact, Jalen Brunson and Cat, they aren't even running their pick and roll when you really look at the numbers, because a lot of teams are just throwing a wing on Cat, and then you're just switching Jalen Brunson onto best defenders. So the Pistons have some tools to really work with in this series. Again, it's another thing that points in favor to the Pistons could be on the verge of upsetting this Knicks team and pulling off what is, by Vegas odds, the biggest upset in the first round.
We're the biggest upset right now?
Yeah.
We are.
No way.
But that's in part because the OKC one isn't finalized yet. You know that's going to be higher odds because of the play-in and all that.
Fair.
So, yeah, the 1 seeds obviously
Same
will
with the
have
Cavs,
higher.
Whoever
but,
the Cavs are playing.
Yeah. I think the Cavs should be set, right? Because, yeah, it's Orlando. Because of Orlando won the play-in last night. So they're a 7th seed.
But who's getting the worst? Oh, both of the play-in games are already done in the East?
Oh, wait, no, the Cavs are 1 seed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's my bad. I was thinking they were 2.
This guy Chris just can't trust anybody else's basketball opinion except for his own.
Strip me of my basketball knowledge. I'm stupid, guys. You guys.
Orlando's playing Boston, and they're
Yes.
plus 2,000, which is a lot bigger than plus 340. Talk about analytics there.
Yeah,
I think Orlando's better than their seeding,
Take that
too,
for
because
data.
of the injury from Paulo.
I would do nasty things to get Paulo Banchero on the Pistons.
I would feel that
Why'd
way
you
about
look
most
down
off a
of
French
Fred.
bulldog?
Why'd you look down so shameful? You're like, I would do nasty.
I would.
Still unbelievable. We had the best odds. We get screwed out.
2 years in a row.
2
years in a
Paulo.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's why the emergence of Cade is so much more special, because we did get digged. We did have our hopes kind of like smacked in our face, on top of like having those records with Cade on the team. It's like, what's going on here? Boom, bop, bam, give him some fucking shooters. People start playing defense, put Stu back at center. Here we are. By the way, Stu, I kind of like the song you dropped. That shit was kind of heat. Definitely wasn't bad.
No,
I didn't actually run to it yet.
Oh, you didn't run? We might be able to play that. I doubt there's copyrights on that.
There's definitely copyrights on it.
Chris, you haven't bumped it yet?
No, I haven't. I've been locked in.
Basketball
Mr.
guy.
Music Basketball guy.
Yeah, wow.
Whoa.
Well, you see, there was too much. It was too much. It was overstimulation. Basketball and music colliding. I couldn't handle it. You know,
Been jerking off dogs or
Dude,
something?
jerking off
just
dogs.
gooning,
Playing
just
tennis?
gooning.
Just gooning. Sorry, guys. I've been too busy gooning.
Gooning.
I cannot believe that guy said that when you met him for the first time.
I mean,
For his job.
that's what he does.
Who?
The dog jerker.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't the first time I met him. I've seen him a couple times. It was just-
Oh, okay.
I was trying to make small conversation.
Hey, what do you do for a living? I jerk off dogs. Okay.
Yeah. You know, he's like, well, I gotta, I'm like, no, what? It's like a machine or something. Like,
He does it by hand?
yeah.
Dude, that's crazy, bro.
No way.
He's a giant dude, too. He's like 6'3", 6'4". Fucking. I gotta look it up. There might be a machine.
There's gotta be a machine.
The way he answered it sounded like there was a machine, though. He's like, I gotta.
Yeah, I'm more of an old-fashioned guy.
I like to really get in there.
Here's your French bulldog, hand bred, by the way. Hands on hips, because he's super proud.
Hand bread's healthier.
Cage free, hand jerked, it's ready to go.
None of that GMO machine.
Just a fan. Analytics is what Flannel does. Stats that everybody can see and analyze. Not I feel this or I feel that. I feel if the Pistons win Game 1, they win the series, but that's my feeling.
Yeah, that would be the one too. Catch the Knicks off guard where they're not ready, because that's another thing.
They are soft. Everyone's saying
I
they're
see
soft.
the Knicks saying that. I see Knicks media. The one thing they say about the Pistons is they always give the Pistons they're going to be physical, and they all admit that this Knicks team is soft. So if you just Game 1 punch them in the mouth, they're not ready for the moment. They're feeling themselves a little bit too much. They've been looking at the odds a little bit too much. Then yeah. I think the Pistons are in good standing in that series if they can steal Game 1. We'll find out
It
Saturday.
has to be Game 1 though.
It doesn't
'cause, like,
have to, but
if you
that's probably your
Take
best
one of
odds.
the ones on the road.
That's probably your best
just
odds.
need one on the road. Come back to LCA the first time where you
You
actually
win a road
have
game,
the
you
hype.
got home field advantage. You win a road game, you got home court advantage.
Exactly, but I think like the buy-in, like I know everybody in Detroit's already bought in, but when you win one in New York, it solidifies it when you come to LCA and you get just a loud, packed atmosphere. Like the arena will be going insane.
Starving fan base.
Starving fan base. You get people outside that aren't even going into the game that are starving, thirsty, pounding beers. It's gonna be a rowdy, loud.
You know what?
environment.
You know what helps the starving fan base?
A win on the road.
Buddy's Pizza. Because Buddy's Pizza created the category of the original Detroit-style pizza and has been serving it since 1946. With 22 locations in Michigan, there is always a Buddy's Pizza near you. Buddy's is the cornerstone of the city of Detroit, being here for 79 years and is a dedicated community partner. With notable partnerships with local organizations like Michigan Humane Society, Salvation Army, the Detroit Zoo, and more. Save 10% off your entire order using promo code 10MEAL. That's the numbers 10 and then MEAL. Go find a location near you today at buddyspizza.com.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Jars Cannabis, guys. Top shelf quality, unmatched variety, price for the people. Visit shopjars.com to find a location near you because they got 27 plus locations across the great state of Michigan, including ones coming to Grand Rapids, Mass, right? And Milan.
Dude, what the
Is she doing it? I don't
know. I didn't look. I saw it and I looked away, bro.
Oh shit, she is doing it.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god! What the fuck? That's crazy. I'm not on this.
You're for sure on a list. You're on multiple lists already, but
Not
you're on
on a
another
list.
one now. You're on the Eazy Adesanya list.
Not on the Eazy Adesanya.
You gotta throw that laptop on Woodward.
Yeah.
What is that?
You better hope
Not at
Warren
all,
Sapp
dude.
steals that laptop.
What is the Eazy list?
Drunk and high me.
I
think Warren Sapp stole my laptop.
Didn't Izzy say like he'd bang his dog or something?
Oh god.
It was weird.
They were trying to say some shit. I don't know.
Oh,
They took it out of context.
Not really. That's the craziest part is they didn't take it out of context.
They took it out of context. Oh, Izzy always says weird, wild shit.
You got to burn that laptop now, dude.
What is this? Like just a public YouTube channel? Anyone can just type that in.
How many views does that?
1,000. 1,800.
You're on a list of 1,800 people. Quite literally.
That's an exclusive list, my friend.
It's not a list.
What's the top comment? Interesting technique.
Let's see.
Dude, comment section has to be crazy.
You really gotta get the torque. Top comment.
Use more shoulder.
7 months ago from Cousin Keys. I love doing this. Sometimes I collect with my mouth. No, top comment for us from Wahid Recipes 5004. Taco and Bruce did a wonderful job. Those puppies are beautiful. How come we don't have more videos in the pups day? Gorgeous. Congratulations.
Read another comment.
Read another comment. Can I get more of these videos?
Cousin Keys.
Cousin Keys.
Yeah. Can you send these directly to my phone?
Can you send these directly to my shout out, welcome back to World Heavyweights Live at WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by some more reaction. Chris Nicholas.
This is a weird episode, man.
This is a weird episode. I'm fine.
At least we got the cool interview, so we got
some sports content.
Yeah,
that's true. I got a little sports thing I want to get off my chest a little bit here. And it comes from your old show, the one you graduated from recently.
Okay.
BD.
All right.
And I love these guys, obviously. And I know they love Jameson Williams. But I'm sick and tired of the comparisons of Jameson Williams to James Pierce Jr.
Yeah.
Jameson Williams did not have any off-field issues heading into the draft.
No.
They are different human beings, obviously different human beings. But like the situations being discussed about James Pierce Jr. have never pertained to Jamison Williams. You can't use that as your reason why the Detroit Lions will draft James Pierce Jr. Would I like to have James Pierce Jr.? Hell yeah. He's flipped back and forth from my edge 2 to edge 3, edge 4. Like, I think he's one of the best in the league. One of the best in the draft class in terms of edge rushers. Don't get me wrong. I think his burst is probably the second best in this class. If not,
I think he's the second best edge in the draft class.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's been flip flopping from there. But obviously, there's conversations being had about him off the field.
Yeah.
Things like being uncoachable. Things like having attitude problems. When have we ever heard those things said about Jameson Williams?
Never. Everybody loves him. All his teammates and coaches love him. They say he works extremely hard. All he does is want to play football. That is all you've heard out of Jameson. Yeah, never ever have you heard someone say Jameson Williams is not a good teammate. Or Jameson Williams is uncoachable.
Or a problem. Yeah, I'm saying, like, so can we stop making that comment? I think it's just disrespectful to Jameson Williams.
He just smokes weed and totes iron. Like, what's wrong with that, bro?
Yeah. We don't even know if he smokes weed.
Come on.
He might be double cupped up.
Might be double cupped up.
We'll see.
But I think
don't slow him down.
No.
Yeah,
maybe it's
what? What?
The double cup slows the world down, so he can move at a normal
It's the opposite.
Pace. Yeah.
That's why he couldn't get the routes or ball tracking down for a minute because he was so fucked up out there. I don't know. That was pissing me off. Jameson Williams is not this. I'm not necessarily trying to shit on James Pierce Jr. either. Like I'd actually love to have him in Honolulu Blue. It's growing on me a little bit because like I do think he's that special. You know, the length in itself, but. Him and JMO, there's not the same conversation of off-field problems.
No.
JMO's off-field problems didn't come until he got here and he just made a stupid mistake.
Yeah, they're not comparable. You want to compare James Pierce to somebody? You compare him to Jalen Carter with off-the-field stuff and pre-draft stuff that would make like Jameson Williams fell because he tore his ACL.
Yes,
not because his teammates and coaches said he's not a good player.
Yeah,
like
he sketches me out when I'm around. Like no, shit
Wait,
like that.
Did somebody say that
about James Pierce Jr.?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Well, high school teammates did, yeah, but like
really
high school, yeah. I know, dude. It's honestly mind-blowing. Like, I have to know. Like, I need an actual story.
Yeah,
it was just floating out there. I feel like people just trying to make him fall down draft boards, but it's happened so consistently now.
He's
from
such an eagle, dude.
Multiple different people. He's such. I can't have that.
It's gonna happen.
You see, I think teams have to draft him
so he doesn't go.
So he doesn't become an eagle,
and you know it's not gonna be Brad.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I just don't. I haven't met with him, and I think if there's a guy with character issues, that's one you would want to meet with to get a feel for it yourself. You know. Did they meet with Jalen Carter? I think they did. They did, right? I have to look it up.
I don't remember.
They did have another visit recently with a tight end.
I'll
look it up. But it's just not the same. Not the same as the Jameson Williams stuff, and I would like people to stop saying that. Again, would love James Pierce Jr. I'd probably be more excited for him even if we got Shamar. To be honest with you.
James Pierce? Oh, yeah, me too. I would be fucking losing my mind if we drafted James Pierce. But he is an Eagle, unfortunately.
Stop saying that.
It's going to happen.
I did a mock today.
Yeah, you did.
And he was not an Eagle.
Yeah, we got to see your mock.
The big old mock.
Let's go to break now. We'll come back. We'll do your mock. You did a whole first-round mock?
Did a whole first round.
There we go. Perfect.
Before we do, I just think, like, with JMO, it's obviously, like, a couple just maturing, like, just trying to get mature, like, off of the field. Obviously, you think about, like, not knowing the gambling rule. You know, that's like a big one. And then you think about JMO when it was, you know, the gun thing. But
there's no character issues.
He didn't get in trouble.
Dumb
And
mistakes.
it was just
that was literally a nothing burger.
It was a nothing burger, but it came out, and then obviously people talk about it because that's what you have to do.
It led to an internal affairs investigation.
It was that
for the Detroit
douchebag that dug and called the cops for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
the guy from
digging
Channel
up
7.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
All that. We don't even remember who you are.
Snitch ass Channel 7. That's all I remember.
Snitch ass Channel 7. Exactly. But James Pierce, it seems like on the field. Like,
seems like he's a douchebag.
Seems like a big old doucher.
Yeah.
So,
to be honest, the whole gun situation, too, like, JMO could have easily just lied to him.
Yeah.
But he told him the truth, and it ended up being a big deal. Like, maybe next time, lie to the police.
I mean,
honestly,
I've lied to the police.
I've lied to the police as well. You should.
You should.
Their job is to incriminate you.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be to serve and protect, but they got to make a living somehow.
And intimidate.
Yeah. Don't. I'm sorry, the police officers listening. I do respect the police, and I'm thankful for your services. We gotta look out for us, brother. That's I'm alive too.
I got out of a ticket saying I was getting DMAC coffee.
Yeah.
Literally, got pulled over on Woodward. He was like, "Why are you going so fast?" Like, "Oh, I had to get back to."
Gotta hurry up and breed DMAC.
Don't always lie to the police.
He gets cranky if I'm not there in time.
But in some situations.
Well, yeah, obviously, a situation where you're trying to find a murderer or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's
get that guy off the streets.
If it's a traffic violation.
Exactly. That's a prime example, to be honest with you.
Do you think James Pierce Jr. is 100% off of the Lions draft?
Yes. I think there is no chance imaginable. I don't think if he fell at 60, the Lions would take him.
It's just tough because there's no like concrete story. You know what I'm saying? With Jalen Carter, there was a concrete story. Something happened. Somebody passed away. With Mike Green, there's concrete stories like there was a sexual assault accusations. With James Pierce Jr., it's kind of like there's no actual like story to pinpoint to. You know what I'm saying? It's just their say, which obviously some of it is allegedly coming from his college coaches, so that's pretty solid evidence there. But if there were a story of him like pulling over and beating the shit out of a janitor or something like that, or stealing a baby, like
he just finds a janitor on the side of the road, beats hey,
or breeding a French
I'm just
bulldog.
sweeping these streets, son. So I won't say 100%.
I will.
That's fine.
They're not going to draft him.
The question is did any of his teammates go to his birthday party?
If they draft James
Shout
Pierce,
out Bo Callahan.
None of my teammates did.
If they draft James Pierce, I'll do a show shirtless.
That happened to Connor Cook too. That was the reason why Connor Cook was falling for a minute.
Yeah, but
didn't invite his teammates to the party.
Connor Cook is a douche.
Yeah, I heard he was a douche.
Great quarterback, but
Good
he was
quarterback.
a douche.
Easy. If we're gonna hate on J-Mo, we can hate on Sam Flano. He wished a car accident on someone.
Did he really? What did he say?
A lunchbox could be taken out of context. Maybe he's, I hope you get an offender bender. Maybe he didn't wish any harm. I don't know. We don't know how he wished it.
I hope you have a terrible, tragic accident.
There's a couple guys. There's one guy that used to be in this chat that I would wish a car accident upon for sure. So I'm not gonna
I haven't
bash
seen him
Flano.
around very often.
Tell him to get the fuck on. So I'm gonna fucking kill your family. I'm playing.
Jesus, dude. All right, we got Easy's mock coming up after break. But first, let me tell you about Planet Fitness. It's the home of the judgment-free zone. Everybody can get a full-body workout in 30 minutes. All memberships include fitness training, $15 a month, or you can upgrade to the Black Card and get a ton of extra perks. How can you pull up to Planet Fitness and forget the perks? Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
How do you think you won? We got This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Spenmo Rax here to talk about Mad Packs. Mad Packs is the hottest new cannabis brand, and they're partnering with Woodward Sports. You know what that means? I am going to be hyped up all summer long. Mad Packs is going to take your game to the next level. High-low, get you high for the low, delivering top-tier quality at unbeatable prices. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka is a live resin-infused tarantula. This one's the bomb. Blizzard Packs, THCA moon rocks that hit like a blizzard. Coming to select retailers May 2025. Stay tuned with the Woodward Sports Network for the latest updates. Shout out Mad Packs. They followed me on Instagram this week.
Shout out to Mad Packs. What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on Sports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Small Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Koloff. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Actually, I'm pretty sure Mad Packs, their Instagram is fairly new, so if you guys have Instagram, go follow them. I think they trying to get the shit popping.
Yeah, shout out Mad Packs.
Let them know the Heavy sent you. All right. Mock Draft 2.0? That's what I wrote in the prep sheet.
You did.
Okay. Is it 3.0, though? I feel like it might be. Might be. This is one of the hardest drafts to mock right now. There's just so many. There's not many certified ballers, but the ones that are, they're in the top 5. Everyone knows. Cam Ward, number 1. Travis Hunter, number 2. And Abdul Carter, number 3. Those are the names being speculated. You can put it up there.
Okay.
Over and over again. We kind of know those things are going on. Where it starts to get a little questionable, and I guess you could say the New York Giants because there's the Shore Sanders stuff, or actually no, it's just Abdul Carter, Shore Sanders for me. Is any speculations in terms of the New York Giants?
Yeah.
Number 4, you can have some debates. I think you probably want to protect your rookie quarterback.
Maz was adamant today that the
Giants
take Shedeur.
Giants at 3.
At 3.
I'd get it. It's the quarterback position. That's what happens.
And that's
the
what
NFL.
Maz does.
Yeah.
Give me the quarterback.
Yeah.
No, he thinks him and Braylon both think Shedeur is gonna be really good.
I think he could be good. I don't know if he's gonna be like a MVP guy. I think he'd be like a winner. He'd be like Jared Goff.
Man said he would crash out if they passed on Shedeur. He said he'd take him over Travis Hunter. The only player he would take over Shedeur that's like other than Cam Ward would be Abdul Carter.
But that's what I'm saying. If he's truly fallen, Shedeur that is, why not try to get both?
Oh.
Like you have. The only reason why I think they might not take Shedeur, and it depends on the conversation they have with John Moore, the owner, is like they have to save their asses a little bit here and win some games, because last year was horrendous with losing Saquon. Then he goes in your division, wins the Super Bowl. You can't have I can't believe you can't draft something for the future, right? Like as you're the general manager and coach tandem, they kind of have to draft something for right now, and that's why I went Abdul Carter. And by the way, too, if you believe in Shedeur, okay, trade back in and get him if he's truly fallen. Number 4 for me was Will Campbell to the Patriots. Again, protect your young quarterback. I think that makes sense. I think you probably start him off at tackle at the NFL, and then you move him into guard if it's not working out. I think he can play tackle. I just don't think he's a great run blocker in that sense, but we shall see.
We don't see.
Number 5, Mason Graham. I know you think it just won't happen because you think it's just
I think it's too good of a
the
pick.
right move.
I think it's the right move for the Jaguars, so that's why I don't think it's going to happen.
Jaguars, however, are under new general management, so maybe they finally make the right move.
Yeah, it's still the Jaguars.
And they go Mason Graham. I honestly believe if Mason Graham went 4, or if Will Campbell was there, they should probably think about doing that as well. I did listen to their 38-year-old general manager, though, and he talked about building the trenches. So I think they're going offensive or defensive line either way. Mason Graham probably the cream of the crop on both sides of the ball at that point. Number 6, Ashton Jeanty. That sentiment seems to be growing. I heard somewhere that the general manager of the Raiders' son told him if he didn't draft Ashton Jeanty that he's disowning him. So
as a parent?
Yeah. So, we got the kids applying pressure to the general managers.
I mean, dude, the Giants fucking GM should have listened to his son. He told him to draft Jaden Daniels.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, if you could have one, it was on Hard Knocks. He's like, if you could have one player in the draft, it would be. He was like throwing a ball on the couch or something. He's like, Jaden Daniels, he's gonna be a stud.
He was fucking right. Damn, that's kind of crazy.
Kid knows ball.
That's kind of crazy. Jeanty at 6. I was thinking about 2. I said this draft is more starters than superstars. It would make sense that you just get yourself a certified baller. I don't hate it at 6. What do you guys? I know we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now. Is it too early for Jeanty?
No. Bijan wants 6, right?
Yeah, I believe he did.
Yeah, no.
Is that too early for Jeanty, Nick?
No, and I'd be happy so he doesn't go to the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
big time. I would not like it at all if he went to Chicago.
Agree wholeheartedly.
You'd have to take a lot of the load off of Caleb Williams.
At number 7, the Jets. I got them grabbing, and again, because coming from Detroit, building in the trenches. Not that many superstar guys to pick from at this point. I have them taking Amon-Ra, who is my tackle number 1 in this draft class. Maybe number 2. I go back fortunately he and Josh Simmons. Number 8, Panthers receiver, not Golden, Tet McMillan. How do you not? And I think you got a guy like Bryce. He's a little guy. You have to throw some hero balls out there. Why not get a guy that's going to catch those hero balls? There's questions about his speed, and I just happen to be a fan of a team in Detroit Lions who drafted a guy who ran a 4.5, and there's questions about his speed too. He just happens to be an all-pro.
Yeah.
That's Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think Tet McMillan can – I'm not worried about the speed.
Yeah, he's a monster. T-Mac's an animal. I think he's the best receiver in the draft. I think he's one of the best players in the draft, pound for pound. So,
by the way, if you don't have speed, what helps out? How about a fucking 6'4" frame?
Being huge and high pointing the ball very well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Moving on from then, I have Tyler Warren to the Saints at number 9. I think they're kind of a weird one too. You don't know where they're going to go, but I took Tyler Warren right there. Just another big body guy. They lost what's his name in free agency. Actually, I don't know if he signed anywhere. I think he's just out there in the open market. Who's the tight end they had that played everything? Running back, Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Tyler Warren played everything. He played quarterback, he played running back, and he played tight end. So I think that kind of fits there on top of like a superstar aspect of being at the tight end position.
You had the Saints taking him?
I had the Saints taking Tyler Warren, yeah. Who'd you got? They're a team that could take anyone.
Over Shador? I don't think
Shador.
they take Tyler Warren if Shador's on the board.
That's true. I know Derek Carr had like an AC thing.
Yeah.
He might not play this year. But I guess they knew about that when they signed him. So it was like a hidden secret. It's part of the reasons the Raiders
he's going to
did it.
retire soon.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a move. I took Tyler Warren. The Bears, Josh Simmons from Ohio State.
Yeah.
I think he arguably could be probably the best tackle in this draft class between he and Armin Mimbu. How you feel about the Bears taking Josh Simmons?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And not hopefully, but I think ideally for them, they'd probably try to get a running back with one of those second-round picks. Walter Nolan sneaked back into the top 15. I usually like Josh Simmons to fall to the 49ers. I had Walter Nolan going there because Josh Simmons is off the board.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's probably the best defensive tackle in this class outside of, obviously, Mason Graham. Calvin Banks Jr. of the Cowboys. I know a lot of people talking receiver, offensive weapons. I think if Genty was there, that'd be the pick. But they just lost their all-pro guard, and they had a lot of success with that great offensive line. I don't think Jerry's that demented at that point. His dementia's hit him where he forgot how good the offensive line is. If not, his son is there too.
He might be.
Get that offensive line. I think there's tons of running backs to grab this draft
They definitely
class.
need offensive line.
Yeah. Gray Zabel. I had know this a little bit early for the Dolphins, but you got to protect Tua. You saw what happened last year when he went out and couldn't come back to his full health. You sucked. I don't think they missed the playoffs.
I don't think the Dolphins would pass on Shador either.
I think they would pass on Shador. I think they believe in Tua somehow.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I mean, you believing in Tua is great, but when he's a vegetable after a hit, like,
paying him a shit ton of money too. Pull up his contract. I'm curious. But that's a good conversation to have. Mike Green to the Colts. I think they get a guy to get after the quarterback. A little bit of a speed rusher, opposite of my man they took last year. The big, what the hell was his name? The big defensive end they took last year. There's one of the freaky names.
Who?
Latu.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Walker to the Falcons. I think that fits their 4-3. He's another one of those like sneaky edge defenders / linebackers. NFL is high on him. A lot of the draft analysts aren't on Jalen Walker. I'm in the same camp. I think he's a little bit undersized. I don't think I've seen enough production out of him to be elite at the NFL level. So I have him dropping to 15. Some people have him going to the Panthers as soon as 8. I don't think that happens. Arizona Cardinals, they got Will Johnson going there. I think he's a stud. I know there's questions about his speed, but I think you saw on tape him handle guys like Marvin Harrison Jr. and plenty of other wide receivers.
God damn.
What? His contract?
Yeah.
What is it for Tua?
If you cut Tua this year, you have $137 million in dead cap. Next year is $99 million.
Yeah, bro. I don't know.
His cap hit next year is $56 million.
They'd have to talk him into retiring.
It'd have to be a medical thing.
Yeah.
And that's what it would be. Like, if he doesn't get hurt, he's not going to get cut. But he's literally a butterfly kiss away from being a vegetable.
That is crazy.
It's true.
It is kind of true. That's why they draft offensive line.
Yeah.
You got to protect that. Jihad Campbell to the Bengals. I think when they were great, when they were good, they had a crash-out linebacker. Go get another one in Jihad Campbell. I think get after it and get some offensive line. Uh-oh.
That sucks.
What sucks?
Jihad, James Pierce, Azaraku all in a row.
All in a row, baby. James Pierce Jr., I think he's a versatile defender. I think he's one of the better edge rushers. I think Mike McDonald can make that work. Obviously got to figure out whatever character questions. I don't know what they are, so I took him first round. He's a good football player.
It's really good.
He's going first round.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to take the chance. Donovan Ezaraku, a lot of questions coming up on him about his size. I guess there's teams that have him as the third best edge rusher. There's teams that have him as a second-round pick because of that size. I know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, from the people that we know, they want to get somebody where they have to blitz the quarterback all the time. They can just send their front four, front five, and get after it. Donovan Ezaraku helps you do that. Number 20, Omarion Hampton. I think Sean Payton's always predicated himself off a strong run game, and then on the passing game, go get that running back. He's not scared to leap for a player that he believes in, because obviously last year in the first round, he took a 25-year-old quarterback. So there's that. Shador Sanders, finally off the board in the first round to Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't think it's possible that he falls that far.
No?
No.
Would you take him over Jackson Dart? Who do you think should be better?
He's going to get drafted over Jackson Dart, absolutely.
Who do you like better?
I like Jackson Dart better. But
Shador?
Yeah.
Where you have that one, Nick?
I don't think both of them are starting quarterbacks, or at least going to be like playoff quarterbacks in the NFL. I think they're going to have like a sit for a year or two type situation to actually be successful with a built system around them.
Yeah.
And I don't see it in those two guys, to be honest.
I'm with you on that one. Colson Loveland reunited with Jim Harbaugh at 22. Go ahead.
Just a fan in the Woodward Sports Chat says, then don't kiss any butterflies. That's fair. Good advice, too.
They're kind of hard to kiss. They're always flying away from me.
Yeah. They're pretty ugly, too. You seen the close-up of the one on SpongeBob?
Oh, yeah, dude.
They are ugly. You want to go to break, finish this?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Got Detroit Lions pick coming up next. Boy, Feist. Tell us about buddies.
Feldman.
Yeah,
dude.
Not even close.
Hour behind over here.
I know.
That was about
Feldman,
Fitness.
Chevrolet and Novi, Detroit's #1 Chevrolet dealer and the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year for 6 consecutive years. Get a 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew for just $199 a month. And you can also get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $249 a month. Come see George Hawes and to see Matt Feldman, Chevrolet and Novi today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Head on over to woodwardsports.com. Get yourself some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that, all teams, all season. So make sure you're getting Pistons gear for this playoff push. You're getting Tigers gear for this playoff push. And even though it's the offseason, you still get some Red Wings and Lions merch. Just go to woodwardsports.com, click that shop tab today, and scroll and find something you like. I guarantee you'll find something you like at woodwardsports.com.
Good night, Sandy.
Good night, Sandy. What up, though? Welcome
That's
back to
right,
Woodward
Spencer.
Live,
Move
woodsports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spin Reaction. Chris Nicholas Koloff. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. Time to carry on the rest of this draft. I think number 20, I had Colston Loveland reuniting with Jim Harbaugh. I think that makes sense. I do really like Colston Loveland. There's a tight end that you're in love with, too, though, Spinny. You were arguing about it in the chat with...
there's a miss.
Harold Fannin Jr. Yeah, I think he's the most talented tight end in the class, not named Tyler Warren.
He's a man.
He's a dog, dude. Absolute dog. Out of Bowling Green. Pete put me on.
Yeah. Led the nation in receptions, right?
Led the nation in receptions. He was a total weapon out there, and everybody knew it. Like, they knew he was the best player on the team, so they were game planning for him, and he still went out there and took care of business. He did it against Texas A&M, like he did it against top-tier teams, too. I like him a lot. He's not, like, he is a modern tight end. Like, he's not going to be...
So he's a little undersized.
I think he's going to be like he might be like a Devin Funchess.
But he's a dog.
Who played tight end and then becomes a wide receiver maybe. But he is a modern tight end who's going to be spread out a lot and get a lot of receiving work. I like him. I think he's a really good player. I think if he was at Alabama, he'd be talked about as a top 10 pick.
Yeah, a lot of stuff I read on him was more test versus tape, and that's like the debate.
Yeah.
So all the tests were like didn't add up to what he was doing on the field, but obviously he was still doing it on the field.
Yeah. Reminds me of a guy like Brian Branch.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Very Brian Branchy.
Yeah.
How you hear the experts talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
Lions take him in the second round. What are you saying?
I would be pissed. They don't draft a tight end.
Well, at one point,
are
you
not in the first 2 rounds. Don't draft a tight end.
I'm
Laporta, second round.
Unfortunately, the camp of Brad Holmes simp. Like, if he drafts that pick, I will find a reason for it to make sense. I will do the mental gymnastics. I'll contort, twist, whatever it is. I mean, I'll get there with it somehow because Brad Holmes is Brad Holmes.
You'll get that Frenchie.
I'll get that Frenchie off somehow.
I gotta grab the multi-coder of your reaction.
Oh, dude, that was gross. All right, more.
All right, this is the one pick I don't like, to be honest with you. I feel like they probably could have grabbed one of the guys that went later on in the draft. Green Bay Packers drafting Jahdae Barron. I think he is probably the second best cornerback in this draft class. However, I see him more of as a nickel slot guy versus an outside guy. He's got shorter arms. He is like 5'11", 200 pounds. Dog of a corner. He is Brian Branch-esque, I'd say, to be honest with you. But I got him going to the Green Bay Packers simply because they need cornerbacks. They're obviously rumored to get rid of Yair Alexander. They probably could have got a defensive line here. I have taken a corner. Vikings, Malachi Starks, they grab. I hate to hear it. I do like Nick Amon-Ra as a possible selection there. But if you're grabbing a guy that's multi-versited at the safety position, I think Malachi Starks is a better product right now, where Amon-Ra is more of like a what can we turn him into freak athlete.
Yeah.
Give me Malachi Starks, more of a sure thing. I think that's what the Vikings will do. Josh Cornley, the Texans, they have to trash the offensive line. What they did this year, unforgivable. We can go on and on about that one. But they have to get an offensive line. They just can't. That'd be crazy to me. And I think he play inside, outside in terms of guard or tackle. It's worth a first-round investment, in my opinion. Maxwell Harrison, to the Rams. Some of the guys that went after him, I almost selected there, but they're kind of set on the defensive line. They've been going defensive line the past 2 years.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. Maxwell Harrison, Detroit native, shout out, cornerback. Number 27, Baltimore Ravens. It would just make sense they do this. Mykel Williams. Put him next there to James Matabuke, and they do work. I think he has a very, very, very high upside with the basement of still being a pretty damn good football player.
I don't think they would pass on Golden if he falls to 27.
They don't really. I think Zay Flowers they did take first round actually, but they're kind of the same profile.
Yeah, but still,
smaller, faster guys. I agree with you. I think they need a wide receiver.
Yeah,
I just don't think it happens there with the guys I perceive. I guess, higher upside.
It's fair.
We'll see. I don't hate that though. I wouldn't pick on you if you made that selection for them. Mm-hmm. At number 28, the Detroit Lions select Shamar Stewart. Oh. I had him falling.
The Detroit
some
Lions
drafts
select.
He falls. Some drafts he's back here with us. It just makes sense. Honestly, would probably prefer to have Kenneth Grant if my big board. But Shamar Stewart, you grab a guy that can play inside as well, and that's why I went him, because they like the versatility of certain players. I don't think he's a guy that can step in any organization and be very good, but in this one, I think he can. I think we have the coaching to coach him up, make him a good player in Casey Rogers. I think we have the talent around him to give him one-on-one matchups between Aleem McNeil, DJ Reader, and Aiden Hutchinson. And I think you also have a guy that has the same kind of genetic makeup as him in front of him, Marcus Davenport, to take some tips from.
How many times they got to beat that ass?
I would love this. I think the only way the Lions pick in the first round is if Shamar Stewart and Mikael Williams is there.
I agree.
I don't think there's any chance in hell he gets to 28.
I agree. I think if either of these two or Zabel are there, that they're out.
Yeah.
They're bouncing out the first round.
I agree.
They met with another tight end today. It's projected to be a third-round pick.
Mhm.
And we wouldn't be getting –
They're meeting with a lot of second and third round guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm good with it. Like, I mean, if you can't get an upper echelon pass rusher in this draft, one of those top 4, top 5 guys, I would rather them trade back than to reach for Nick Scorton at 28.
I agree with you 100%.
Because especially if fucking Kenneth Grant falls in the second round, you could get Kenneth Grant and Donovan Jackson, or Kenneth Grant and the edge rusher, the zesty edge rusher.
Oh, Landon Jackson.
Landon Jackson.
Funny enough, I got them both in the first, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Here we go.
Yeah, I got Kenneth Grant to the Washington Commanders, Nick Scorton to the Bills, Donovan Jackson to the Chiefs. They got rid of Tooney. I think it just makes sense right
Kenneth
there.
Grant to the Commanders makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they just got rid of both their interior guys. Big body man.
Payne out on Commanders?
Daron Payne's still there. He'd be like their – actually, is he still there?
Yeah, I think so.
He'd be like their nose tackle, though. Well, Landon Jackson, I have sneaking into the first round. To the Eagles, I think his athletic
Golden,
traits
not a first rounder?
Not a first rounder.
I disagree.
Not a big Golden guy. But Landon Jackson ended up sneaking into the Commanders. I think that'd be a spot where he could succeed and be a dog. I don't think he has the greatest bend, but if you line him up out wide in a 3-4, especially what they got going on the defensive line, that he could just straight up attack quarterbacks. And I think the traits, the size, that'd be a spot where he could be successful, where he doesn't have to necessarily bend and he could just go. But Donovan Jackson also to the Chiefs. And yeah, so no Kenneth Grant in the second round for the Detroit Lions to trade back in this draft, but they do get Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, I would love that. I don't know.
Where's Gold?
I can't see him falling that far.
Shamar Stewart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Mikael Williams.
It's so from Daniel Jeremiah does like a call every year. I'm fortunate enough to hop on, and he just takes questions from like beat reporters and stuff like that. And Shamar, there was like 3 guys he talked about where like some teams are really behind him, and some teams are like, hey, we don't want none of that right now. I'm just too nervous about it. Donovan Zaraku was one. Shamar Stewart was one. The cornerback from the Pirates, I think it was a team, Chevelle. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
I could be saying his name wrong. He was one, and then there's one other one. But that was the biggest like differences between teams, whether they love a guy or they're just completely off of him. Shamar was one, so I could see it happening. Like I thoroughly did these picks. I think everyone makes sense, and Shamar was still there.
Yeah,
you know, so it's not like completely out of the question.
Dude's doing gymnastics.
But there's also been times where I think New Orleans at 9 is a spot he can go. You know, like this draft is the hardest to do.
Yeah,
to be
it's
honest with you.
After you get out of the top 5, it's like, all right,
Exactly.
what are we doing here?
You're scratching your head.
Mhm.
Yeah. Detroit supremacy, bring back Zadarius Smith and draft Grant. I'd be down with that.
I would love that.
Not opposed to that at all. Zupo Cartier, it may not be a pro scout, but I got a bad feeling with Shamar. I'd rather get Zadarius back. Isn't Cartier one, or that's Zupo Wilson?
I don't think you have to
now.
choose, though. You may not have to choose.
Yeah, I don't think you have to choose. I think you
they're
possibly, there's a world where you bring back both.
Yeah.
And it's this world. Let's go to break. We'll
Or
come
626.
back.
Real quick. I got a question about the draft.
Yeah,
and
Nick, grill him.
Get him.
Get him.
Well, I'm taking Kenneth Grant over Shamar Stewart any day of the week.
Yeah.
If this is the way the draft shook out, I wouldn't absolutely hate it because I trust you and your ball knowing
Boom.
Thanks, dude.
experience in Shamar. but I would take Kenneth Grant here for sure. But on the draft as a whole, we talk about the Jaguars always doing some crazy shit, fellas. Instead of like them going Mason Graham at 5, could you guys see the Jaguars actually getting the best offensive prospect and pairing Genty with Trevor Lawrence to try to take some pressure off of him?
Something I could totally see that happening.
Yeah.
Calling my shot now. Genty is a Jaguar.
I could absolutely see the Jaguars doing something stupid like that and passing on Mason Graham for Ashton Genty.
See, I don't think it's stupid, though. I think Genty is like one of the guys, like, there's a handful of guys in this draft class are like viewed as certified things, and he's one of them.
Mason Graham is one of them, too. I know you don't like Mason Graham for some reason.
No, I like Mason Graham. I just don't think he's what everybody like. You guys think he'd be a superstar. I don't think he'd be a superstar. I think he'd be very good.
Yeah. It's fair. All right, let's go to break. We'll come back. Mailbag. Ask the Woodward Sports Detroit Tigers beat reporter anything you want. Let's go to break. Tell us about Loom.
Spring is in the air, and Michigan is buzzing. 7.5 milligram of real THC wrapped in bubbles, crafted with real fruit juice and no artificial sweeteners. They're big in flavor but low in calories and 100% hangover free. It's all bubbles with no troubles. Catch it in watermelon, cherry, or strawberry. Or try one of the 2 brand new flavors, raspberry lemonade and peach. Crack a can, take a sip, and catch a buzz. Available at any of Loom's 38 locations across Michigan. Use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order. That is code WSN30 for 30% off. Go to www.loom.com today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
What up, welcome back. Woodward Heavyweights live on sports.com. It's a mailbag segment. Get them in, Skydog. Easy. You know Grant plays defensive tackle. I do. Shamar Stewart plays inside as well. And the Lions value versatility. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Yeah, what was his point?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Mailbag. Last year, we were villains. Amen.
We was Kangs. Just a fan mailbag. Nick, give me your feelings. When will Green slump end?
You're going up against the Royals in division. You're playing at home. Weather's heating up a little bit this weekend. I got him getting out of the slump at home. Against the Royals.
For sure, some of your mailbag questions. We got to get this one out the way. Bryce Underwood. The pick don't drop.
Fatty Bobaddy.
Fatty Bobaddy. I didn't get the group photo. I just got the crop photo of Bryce Underwood. This was the busing with the boys.
Toby.
Dude, get a zoom in on that, Chris.
I like them big. I like them chunky.
That's crazy.
Moto likes you. Dude can't put down a cup.
Nick, I'm gonna let you talk on that one.
I mean,
Couple
have you
cups
guys
away from
heard
day
of
one.
freshman 15 before? What are we
Freshman
talking
30
about
right
here?
there.
What are we talking about? Yeah, he's eating good. He got paid $12 million. He should be eating good. What does he have, all summer to work this up? You think I'm stressing about Bryce Underwood having a little bit of a belly here? I'm not at all. It's all about that arm talent. Bryce Underwood, confirmed just fine.
Kyle Ramos in the Woodward
Enjoying
Sports
that
chat
Hanover
says, mailbag, Spenny finally took off the old black Red Wings hat. You haven't been around in a while, brother. I got a whole new arsenal of hats. Appreciate you tapping in, though.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
There was a good one in here.
Real
Detroit
quick.
fan man.
Yeah.
Fat man.
I thought it was Fat
Man. Detroit Fat Man.
Bryce Underwood on the break.
Detroit Fat Man.
Detroit Fan Man says, mailbag, are we locking into this Zabel rumor? Hank Fraley gets the promotion and now gets his draft pick. His kid plays with Zabel at North Dakota State.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I'll look
I
into
don't
that
think
one.
they do. They operate.
It's
that
definitely
way.
a possibility. Like I said, I think if they stay at 28, it's for one of Gray Zabel, Shamar Stewart, or Mikal Williams. And if none of those guys are on the board, they'll probably trade out of it.
Real quick on the Bryce Underwood stuff, just because I'm a heavyweight, it is our expertise. I think heavyweight quarterbacks are where it's at. I look at Big Ben. I look at Pat Mahomes, the dad bod.
So you want him to be fat?
I kind of, yeah. I think the thicker, the harder it is going to take him down.
What about Tom Brady?
Not the best, not super great shape. Remember his combine photo?
Not great.
He always kept his body in top tier shape, though.
But have you ever seen him shirtless?
TB12 method.
You ever seen him
Yeah,
shirtless?
he was never like super cut.
Never showing off the abs.
So you like fat
when he
Bryce.
was winning MVPs and back. Well, I guess he was just good his whole career. But remember, there was Chunky Tom.
There was
he
Chunky
winning Super
Tom.
Bowls.
He's a little chubber.
Longer hair.
Before
Pat Mahomes, dad bod.
Before the plastic surgery, Tom.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger, multiple Super Bowls. I think fat quarterbacks are where it's at. Just saying. Harder to bring down.
I will be concerned. After the spring game, when they finally air it, they're waiting till after the transfer portal to air the tape from the spring game.
Oh, weird.
What's
They're
weird
trying to
about
burn
that?
the
It's
tape.
smart. At least they're still having
Oh,
one.
so now it's smart.
But what? I don't think State's having one in general.
Weird.
Spin zone.
Spin zone up there. If he's slow, then I can be concerned. But I've watched his
I'd
highlights
be more
and
concerned if he
whatnot.
was a skinny
time.
twig. To be honest with you, I'd be more concerned if he was a skinny little bitch.
Well, yeah. I
would.
mean, if he lost
It's
30 pounds,
it's
it
a
would be
grown
scary.
man's game.
He's always been good size, though. He's never been a skinny kid. So, yeah, if he comes in looking like...
What?
Never mind. Looking really skinny, then...
Oh, you were say something crazy.
Yeah, I was. Then it would be bad. This is... I mean, it's... I don't think any Michigan fan should be concerned. It's just funny to call him fat because he's in better shape than any of us.
Shot 216. Is this an easy cope with thick quarterbacks? No, I gave evidence, and I'm not a Michigan fan. I think thick QBs.
Oh, you are.
The jury's out.
The jury's out. It's out. But I'm evidence. Me telling you, I'm not a Michigan fan. I think thick quarterbacks are that's the way to go. I gave you examples.
It's fair.
Guys that won Super Bowls, multiples of them.
Multiple of them. Well, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you smash
Cam
that
Newton,
like
jacked. No Super Bowls.
For Eazy, for Nick, for Chris, I am Spencer with the Heavyweights. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.